Caroline Rash and I work at Chattanooga Hair Station on Broad Street, and today I'm going to be showing you how to fake that blown out, voluminous, wavy look without having to actually blow out your hair like they do in the salon. I'll just show you exactly how to get that smooth, effortless look. What you're going to need is a blow dryer. I recommend medium heat or low heat if you have really damaged hair, and a higher heat if you've got healthy hair, but just be careful to avoid putting too much heat directly onto the hair shaft. That'll keep your hair nice and healthy. I also recommend using a larger curling iron. If you've got shorter hair, I would recommend about 1.25 inches. The longer your hair is, the bigger the iron you'll need. If you've got really long hair, you could probably get away with a 2-inch curling iron, but I'm sticking with a 1.25 inch today. And you're also going to need some products for smoothing. You're going to need some thermal styling products and a really good clarifying shampoo. Let's get started. So today I'm going to take this beautiful long head of hair and I'm going to wash it and style it to make it really smooth and blown out with some soft, big waves. Okay, so I'm using a clarifying shampoo. I'm using the Unite Weekend shampoo, and this is just to make sure that the scalp and hair are as clean as possible so we can get a really sleek look. And this is also great for your clients that only wash their hair once or twice a week, or if you only wash your hair once or twice a week. This is great to get out any buildup of product that might happen over the course of the week. So I'm going to use my Unite Boost Spray for volume right at the root. So I'm just going to pick up and just focus on the root, because the Unite volume products typically tend to have pretty good grip, and I don't want to put it through the ends for fear of getting a little too grippy down there and not being able to pull my brush through. It smells really, really good. And the other product I'm going to use is the Unite Blow and Set Lotion, and I'm going to use about a quarter size amount because she's got pretty long hair. And this will give it shine and really help me to manipulate the hair exactly where I want to. So yeah. So I'm just gonna work this product from mid shaft to ends because I don't want the root of the hair to have too much product build up because it might look a little bit greasy if you do that. So now I'm going to blow dry her hair to about 90% dry like I usually do with my blow dries, and then I'll go in with my round brush and smooth everything out and manipulate it. When you're rough drying your hair like this at home, an easy way to do it is to just turn your head upside down, and that'll help amp up the volume with your rough dry, and then when you go in with your round brush you'll be able to achieve more of that because your cuticle is already turned upside down. Okay, so I'm going to section the hair. I've taken a part right through the top, equal sides along her part. And then I'm going to be taking a section a bit heavier on this side, but basically just picking up hair right above the ear. Just work with your part, whatever your part is. Doesn't matter if you got a middle part, left part, or right part, it's all the same. And then I'm going to take one more part just to leave out a pretty small section at the bottom to start working with. So now I'm going to start smoothing out her hair with my round brush. So the key is I'm going to take a pretty wide section, but never wider than the width of your brush. And I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to twist just a little bit for tension, and then I'm going to follow it down the hair shaft like so. And I want to make sure that my diffuser is aimed against the hair and not directly on top of the hair. If you aim it directly on top of the hair, you get a lot of heat directed directly on the hair shaft, and that can be really damaging. So we're going against the grain of the hair, down the hair shaft, and at the ends, if you will just turn your wrist, you can get those ends to wrap around your round brush. And then if you hold it on the ends once it's dry, and then release, you'll get a lot smoother and less frizzy ends than you might normally get. Now that we've finished blow drying, I'm going to do what's called a cool shot, and I'm going to use the coolest setting and the cold button on my blow dryer. Most blow dryers have this cold button. And I'm just gonna go all around, and this will close up her cuticle and add some shine to go along with the ends that we've smoothed out with our round brush. Now we're getting to the part where we wanna fake the blowout. So you've smoothed your hair as best as you can with your round brush, but you're like, okay, how do I get the big bouncy waves that I would get if I go pay to get my hair blown out? Well, I'm gonna show you how to mimic that with your curling iron. You're gonna need a larger curling iron. I'm using a 1 1/4 inch on her. If you've got really long hair like hers, you could also probably get away with bigger, but I think that'll just give her a nice bouncy wave. If you've got shorter hair, you might wanna reduce to about 1 inch curling iron. It just depends. I'm gonna use the Unite 7-second glossing spray. This is like a thermal spray, but it also adds shine to the hair. And I'm taking pretty large sections for this. So I'll be taking pretty large sections, and what I'm gonna be doing is starting in the middle, clamping down, turning the hair, opening it, allowing more hair in, and doing that all the way down the hair strand until it's all in the curling iron. So I'm curling away from the face, and I'm gonna be doing that on both sides because I want it to look really sleek. So I'm gonna curl that and leave it alone. It's gonna look a little bit Shirley Temple, but we'll take care of that right at the end. So again, pretty thick sections, almost about 2-inch sections. So as I am getting closer to the top of the head, I'm going to be raising my curling iron to mimic that volume you get from a blow dryer. So that'll direct the hair upwards so that when I lay it down, it kind of stands up a little bit more off of itself. And again, I'm doing all of this away from the face, all the way around to the back. So on this side, I'm curling it this way. Just remember to be careful of your curling iron temperature. So if you have really thermal, chemical treated hair, like if you've highlighted or colored your hair, you want to be careful of the heat and use a lower heat. I'd recommend maybe somewhere from 300 to 320 if your hair is really, really color treated. If you're somewhere in between or you have virgin hair, you can go a little bit higher, but I wouldn't recommend going any higher than 350 for the average person, just because if you don't curl your hair every day, you might be a little bit slower, and I want to give you the leeway to be slow without burning your hair because you're taking too long on one strand at a time. Now for the very top sections, definitely make sure that you are curling them upwards for that volume. And if you want a lasting look that'll really, really work for you all night long or all day long or whenever you're wearing your hair, you can go ahead and curl it like this. And then once you release the curl, kind of roll it back into this shape with your hands and then just pin it right at the base of the curl and just leave that pin curl up for a while you do your makeup or something like that. So now I'm gonna be using the Unite Liquid Dust just right at the root. That's my baby crying, she's fine. I'm gonna be using my liquid dust right at the root just to give some of that volume, just to mimic that blown out at the salon look. And I'm just gonna gently work that through and scrunch that up just right at the root, but I want it to be smooth on top. So I'll use a product for that in just a second, but I'm just gonna shake these curls loose. Now I'm gonna take some Kevin Murphy Freehold. This is technically a men's hair care product, but I really like to use it for long women's hair. I'm gonna work it in between my hands, get it really nice and flat. And I'm just gonna gently, barely graze my hands over the top of her hair to push down any flyaways. Just doing it up. Take it through the bottom, work it through the hair gently. Try not to really run your fingers through the hair, but just kind of shake this product throughout the hair and smooth down all those flyaways. And that's just tacky enough to hold those down without having to use hairspray, because if you use hairspray, you tend to get more of a helmety look without much movement. So this will help you have movement and have smoothness.